Hey everyone, my name is Jacob and welcome to a brand new episode of Trick and Treat. It's a virtual novel game. I never played it, so I'm so let me right. Okay. I'm gonna go back and start. So I don't know what's going on. I never did. The sound of road steps combined with of the actual nature elements is the only thing we can hear. It's terrible, dark in this place. The density variation makes it impossible to see the sky and the light from the moon. Our flashes are the only things that light up our way. At times like this, one begs to not run out of batteries. We walk without knowing what we're really looking for, or better said, for no reason. We are just a group of boys bored with our lives, trying to create a lasting memory in this night instead of just staying home doing nothing. Today is October 31st, All Hallows Eve, better known as Halloween. 3 young men walk through a dark pit, but up until now nothing special first, me being one of them. We are doing it to prove our courage. It's too bad there isn't a girl here to see how brave we are. Seeing it like that, one could say this is a meaningless effect. For a moment I stopped to look at my watch. It is 1:49 a.m. That means we have been walking about for more than 2 hours now. I am sure that many people will find a place like this terrifying. But once you get used to it, the fear disappears, making it feel like normal. What makes us afraid of the dark is that we cannot know what hides in it. Relax in the shadows. But this is clearly an empty darkness. At the moment I sighed, feeling how tired my legs are. Where's the point of being here? Clearly we had already demonetized what we wanted. It would be best to return, I should tell him. I was about to speak when suddenly the atmosphere in the forest became strange. Suddenly a cold chill went through my body. It was like any other chill except it was not going away. For no reason the air temperature dropped from one second to the other, so much so my breath became visible, turning into mist. It doesn't end there. The air is now filled with a rotten smell, just like a little front from being unbeatable. Imagine a worm and a fly soon appearing in my head, giving me a real unpleasant feeling. We all stopped at the moment. What's happening? I asked, confused, while turning to look at my friends. By expression on their face, it was easy to know that they were just as lost as I was. It was then that we heard footsteps nearby that did not come from any of us. We all got dead quiet after that. I don't know if it was out of fear or to check if it was not a mistake, but we stayed motionless like statues without making any noise. Just looking at each other's face, wearing the same thing. What was happening? As if I could know. We heard the steps again. They clearly belong to a human, or at least to a large number, but there is something strange about them. It sounds as if a person walking, dragging one foot. Just thinking about it made me shiver. Damn, why is this happening? It makes no sense. Wish I had returned home before, but now it's too late to regret it. I have the feeling that we are being stalked by someone. Same for a step, but I'm still feeling the presence nearby. I don't know where it is, but I know that it's looking at me. That cursed thing is looking at me. My heart is beating. Exactly. Anxiety. It's almost as if my body was telling me to get out of there. Strangely, my friends seem unable to, but it seems that it's gone. It must have been just an animal. Some one of them convinced that we were safe. I would like to believe that too. We had a sigh of relief. However, bad luck was soon struck us again. Actually, the forest became darker than before, in just the blink of an eye. But that wasn't the fault of the forest, but our flashing flashlight, which went out. Of the three, only one mind was still working. What's going on? Did the batteries die? Actually, one of them screamed, while the others beat them desperately as if they were going to reveal them. Can't believe them. The idea of walking in the darkness was not pleasant for anyone, but after a few moments we had no choice but to ourselves to that. Once more the sound of our footsteps is heard, but the silence is different now. We are not cry because we have nothing to say, but because we are afraid. We cannot walk. We can't even walk, displaying the fear that envelops us. Whisper is almost zero, but we have no choice. In theory, we will walk back, looking for the exit, but I cannot remember anything of this forest. We could be walking in circles, and I would never notice it until it was too late. I hate the thought of it. I just want to get out of suddenly my thought of silence. We hear the footsteps of someone or something. Once gone, three of us became statues, awaiting the presence to go. I hold my breath while feeling my heart beating. Damn, get away from here. Leave us alone. Actually, the statues are here. Close. This time they did not disappear, but rather came at us. I can't stand it. This means I moved my flashlight over where looking for the others with their footsteps, hoping for the light to reveal the entity or erase our fears. Nothing. Is that all there is around here? Just empty air? My anxiety grows worse. With each failed attempt, I refuse to believe that it was a ghost. Suddenly, when I move the flashlight again, I see a cell here. I could not explain what it was, but for a moment, the light revealed something. Clearly, I pointed to the same place, only to discover it was gone. Almost gone. It was not an illusion. I am sure that I saw something. It was then that I heard something nearby, without even thinking. I aimed the light towards that place. ... What have I found leaves us paralyzed with an expression of disbelief in our face. It was a white cat with eyes tinted red, which stands before us. Her look is not the friendliest to say something. Somehow I get the feeling it's a female cat. Suddenly she lets out a thunderized meow that leaves us terrified. It sounds more like a lion roaring than a simple cat. The echoes of her meow is heard throughout the forest, making it sound more sensitive than it should be. It was then the suddenly expressed first hit us there. ... I fell to the ground, and little by little my eyelids closed. Failure became unbreathable. I lost confidence in the ground the first without knowing what was going to happen with me. Until before night falls. Is a day like another day, so normal day was almost painful. The only special thing that could be said about it is that it's October 31st. Far away the memories when I was a kid and went out with my friends to ask for sweets from house to house. Just remembering it made me sigh. I feel that some things were better when I was a child, or at least seems like that. There were some who had got good costumes, whether of superheroes or monsters. My friends and I, on the other hand, had to use our imagination. Creativity was our costume. You could say, no matter how funny it could sound. I remember that my mother once painted red my face and told me you will be the devil. But it seems only she saw it that way. When we went from home to home, everyone said I was the middleman. But those things didn't matter to me since we always had a good time. Okay, just to let you know, the only reason I'm laughing at these points, because sometimes it's funny. Again, if you watch my first short novel, that I still continue, that will probably have to start over. I'm not good at pronouncing things, but I will get better more things I do. If I ask for candy now, even if I had the best costume, I'm sure no one would give me any. Except perhaps a scar from acting like a child when I am 17 years old. But anyways, I can't stand in the past. I must live in the present, no matter how lit or extra that might be. Back to reality. We are a group of friends who don't have any plans for today. We're still not old enough to go to a disco, and I doubt guys as us will have any luck in the environment. The other option would be to go to a party, meet girls, and have fun. It ain't perfect, except that no one have invited us. Not being popular has its disadvantage. Hey Alex, let's have a couple match. What do you say? My friend Steve called my attention while playing with the game console. Rushed. I believe that what the game is called a fast and quick couple fight game for me. I would normally agree to play with him, but for some reason I don't feel in the mood today. I have no desire to play now. I probably would disconnect. I almost feel bad for doing it. Boring. The AI is no rival for me. Stan said with confidence. That's you playing on normal. Difficult does not help your argument. I don't feel like losing, but if you want, you can challenge El Fraud. I said lay the attention to my other friend. I don't know how to play that. And so I'm like dying for a second. He is sitting behind the PC, but it seems that he isn't doing anything interesting. The screen always shows a lot of text. I think he is in Wikipedia. Hey, don't you have something more fun to do? I asked this was without even thinking about what he was reading. Alfred looked at me surprising. Actually, the problem of security is that people are not interested in discovering their history. He is one of those business intelligence always looking for any rare information to appear smarter than the others. When we figure out our past mistakes, we are doomed to repeat them. He added later, what are you talking about? This video is small and the story is not interesting at all. Nothing outside of the normal has ever happened in a fun lab. Mocking after hearing them. You're ignoring its worthy of praise. He paused, filling his chest with pride. Very fact, it is a small town, is the reason it's full of mystery. Did you know that 20 years ago, on this date, a man disappeared? So, what about it? I asked, without being impressed or even interested in the least. Things like that happen all the time in all places. As I thought, you don't know the history just by living in this very place. I said while adjusting his glasses and against gesture. There's a legend behind the disappearance. That was what I was reading. After listening to him, I looked back at the computer screen with contestants. Give me a moment. Is that the notice that it was not Wikipedia but some other page? Come on. Read this and then another. Everyone said, inviting us to read what was on the screen. Both Steve and I moved closer to read it. John of Abingdon, Oxfordshire Country, 1994. I come to this town with only 400 inhabitants to support them in the investigation. Trust is that never in my life I have seen something this strange. I won't say your typical direction nonsense that I have seen thousands of strange things in my life. I see many crimes, yes, some difficult to solve, but all of them were human. And if you don't know how they managed to prepare the crime, you know that they are people like anyone else. In this case, I don't think I'm able to say the same thing. The truth is that I can't understand what happened. I was called for dispatching of a man named Matthew Gramhan, 23 years, single. The last time he was seen, he was returning home from a Halloween party. He had drunk alcohol, but was still sober at least that what witness said. Anyway, this is not something which can be explained with simpler trickness. He apparently got lost on the way home and decided to enter the forest called Oakwood. And then it had rained yesterday, so the ground was wet and muddy. We could easily find his traces, which were leading deep inside the forest. Apparently he was walking for 3 hours before stopping. I said stop, but the truth is, we don't know what happened to him. The track suddenly ended up in a clearing in the forest. And that's all. There was no evidence of struggle, no other trace or pieces of clothing in the ground. There was no blood, no more footprints, or anything else. The depth of his lost footprints and the position they were in, and decided that he was still walking. At no point he stood still. It was as if he had disappeared in the air with all his clothes in the middle of his walking. Obviously, I can't believe such a thing, but I can't give another example. The only thing I remember is that near the footprints I sensed a faint smell of rotting. However, there were no animals creepers nearby. It is ridiculous to think he suddenly started to decay and became earth, and the end of the cage was closed in just 3 days. With no evidence of any kind, we could say anything but that he decided to escape from the village. After a while, I felt there was no more to do. I couldn't sleep in peace. Thinking about what could have happened to him took away my sleep, and my head out the all short of theories. Like maybe everything was a plan, disappointing to Matthews, but in the end they all seemed impossible. I decided to investigate more on the issue. I searched the town for similar stories. To my surprise, I found 4 more. All young men. The stories was always like the same. They walk into the forest alone, disappear without a trace. Even more curious is that all of them disappear on the same date, October 31st. But there's more. Until that, coming elements that possible that there is a killer or kidnapper behind this, and that is the source of the years. Roger became disappeared 1924. Michael Smith disappeared in 1867. Johnson Black disappeared in 1828. And the worst of all, Oscar Tyler disappeared in 1707. Simply couldn't be possible. My curiosity led me to disappear. I thought that the answer may be in the past of the forest. It was then when I discovered that what seems to be somewhere Burning Forest actually had a great story. For it was called Oak Forest. The place was called Witchy Woods. The word witchy has huge similar with witches. Taken into consideration that it is an old name and language changed over time, that it was the first of witches. But more than 400 years ago, the people of the woods became witches, lived in the woods. Really, almost all the influences are already lost. There were stories told in voices, without a proper way of recording. I just know that with the strange events, Christian people stopping seeing the witches with good eyes and beginning to hunt them. Then they lost one before her death, caused a case in the forge which even today should continue to exist. Anyway, I cannot accept something like that as the answer, and I have no other choice than accept that each one of them escaped from the pit. Using the length of the forest to make it look like it was something supernatural. Same story. I didn't know that such a story was hidden in this town. I said honestly, surprising. Even if it was a lie, it managed to hold my interest. Wait, there's something more. Alpha said. At the same time, he scrolled to the comments. We read what was written there. A couple of comments caught our attention. Both of them talk about the same creature. At that time, they felt a horrible fear for what could happen to them. But the two comments shared great similarity, but it could have been written by the same person. There are many others that look like many people went to the forest because of the legend, but couldn't find anything. I thought that you only read those things to look more cool before the forest. Reply Steve was joking. Alfred giggled with a little shame. Probably, yes. He admitted it. That was a secret everyone suddenly knew. Well, now we have activity for tonight. Steven said at the same time he makes a face overflowing with exciting. What? I asked, completely lost. I thought we were just killing time. Simply, let's go to the first. Steve replied without hesitation. He seemed really focused by the story. Are you serious? Said Alfred, able to believe what he just heard. You only need to look at his face to know he did not like the idea. Despite everything you heard, you want to go? Of course. It would be a test of courage among us three. Playing seemed full of confidence, but too much he should relax a bit. Alright y'all, I'm going to probably end this episode here. I'll catch you next time. On the next video, I'm going to do a trick and treat. Catch you next time.